twin turbo V8 from Toyota, Lexus has just been patented. Grab your snacks and drinks and buckle in. We're at the gr86.org forums. Thank God to Apex who found this. Toyota twin turbo V8 patent revealed. Guys, smash the like button if you are half as excited as I am about Toyota and Lexus finally giving us a twin turbo V8. But it doesn't stop there. There's a lot more information in this patent. Most of it's over my head, but we need to get into it. Now, here is the introduction to the patent, and there's a lot of things in here about how it works, especially the oil flow and the intercooler, and it's just past my engineering capability. But there are some really juicy nuggets in here that is going to blow our minds. All right, it's not going to be a mid-engine setup. It's going to be a front-engine setup. All right, so I don't expect this in the MR2 if there will ever be an MR2, but here we go. Pretty self-explanatory. And here is the first image of this twin turbo V8. Look at this, guys. This is something that looks like it's taken out of a BMW or a Mercedes-Benz, which, by the way, sneak peek, we're going to go to the spreadsheet once we're done covering this and have a lot of fun speculating on how this is going to stack up against the Germans. Here it is, Toyota's first glimpse into a twin turbo V8 that we're going to see in Lexus products, potentially Toyota products, more than likely like a Land Cruiser. Again, rest in peace here in America. Here's another image, it looks like, of the tubing, the piping, possibly intercooler setup. It's above my engineering capabilities, and a little bit more flow here. My guess is this would be oil flow, but not quite sure. Again, above my head, and that's what you guys are for. Most of you are smarter than me. I just bring you exciting news. Check out this information though. Juicy information number one. So they say the figure shown above, the internal combustion engine is equipped with 2 superchargers, but it's interchangeable. They say hereinafter referred to as turbochargers. They're turbochargers. They're saying that is the internal combustion engine is so-called a V8 twin turbo engine. Incidentally, although the internal combustion engine is equipped with 2 turbochargers and in the present embodiment, it is sufficient for the internal combustion engine to be equipped with one of the turbochargers. That is, the internal combustion engine may also be so-called V8 single turbo engine. However, the turbochargers may not be absolutely required to be installed on the cylinder block. They say they could also be beside the cylinder block. So they're not shooing themselves into a hot V situation, but for more than likely, that's what we're going to see with the V8. We're not only limited to V8 with this sort of design. Again, look at all this information on how the oil is circulated and the location of different hardware in this setup, but we're going to go almost all the way to the bottom here. Incidentally, the foregoing embodiment has been described using the V8 engine as an example of the internal combustion engine. However, the number of cylinders arranged in the cylinder block is not limited in particular. For example, the internal combustion engine may be a V6 engine. Besides, the cylinders may not necessarily be arranged in the V shape, but may be arranged in line. That is an inline 4-cylinder engine or an inline 6-cylinder engine. In this case, a positive crankcase ventilation separator can be attached to a lateral wall extending along the direction of arrangement of cylinders arranged in line. And there's a little bit more here at the bottom. This is kind of like the summary of all of it, but I took out the most interesting bits. So going over the spreadsheet, make sure to grab your snacks and drinks if you haven't. It's going to get pretty spicy in here. I didn't come up with any inline 6 options, V6 we already have the V35 AFTS, which is twin turbo. It's not a hot V situation like this 4-liter. So it's quite possible that this 4-liter, even though it's a larger engine than the 3.5-liter twin turbo V6, because of where the turbochargers on it, it can be more compact and put into a lot of different things. So that is quite interesting and exciting that this could be a plug-and-play engine for a lot of different vehicles, sedans, truck-based SUVs, maybe normal SUVs. Fingers crossed. I'm not getting that excited though for an RX with a twin turbo V8. But check this out, guys. I came up with the V8 single turbo after reading that nugget in there. I have had information, well, I've had estimations on what this twin turbo V8 is. Now, that patent doesn't say that it's a 4-liter, but that's what we're hearing. We're hearing that's a 4-liter twin turbo V8. Now, we're going to start with the single turbo, and I think this is an awesome option for so many vehicles in the Toyota and Lexus lineup. I'm guessing around 500 horsepower and 475 pound-feet of torque. It would be a single twin scroll turbo. We would see this in maybe a high-end Tundra, like a Tundra Raptor possibly, Sequoia, likewise, maybe like TRD, Super TRD Pro, Dominator, whatever you want to call them. Land Cruiser, maybe a full GR Land Cruiser, not a GR Sport with a twin turbo V6, but a turbo V8 instead. That's a possibility. And Lexus did confirm when I was at Sebring that they're bringing F Sport performance models to the lineup. The IS 500 F Sport Performance is the first of many. It has been confirmed. So what could we see this single turbo engine in as an F Sport Performance model? Well, LC 500, but it would be called probably the LC 600 F Sport Performance, something like that. The LS, the LX for sure, even though the LX base engine will more than likely be the twin turbo V6, just like the Land Cruiser. And the LQ, which we all want the LQ. But we just don't have it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we come at Toyota Lexus brings us a TNGL based LQ, same platform as the LS LC, but an SUV with a lot of performance, So that would be great, rear wheel drive base. Now, I think this engine would be great for a full F in certain models. Okay, the ISF, it would be great to have this engine in an ISF full F model. Now you might be saying, well, the RCF already has 472 horsepower and the IS 500 F Sport Performance has 472 horsepower. An ISF is going to take it to the next level. Fingers crossed, a much more capable transmission. And the torque comparison is night and day. 475 pound-feet of torque at a much lower, and again, grain of salt, my expectations, but a lot more torque at a lower RPM compared to the naturally aspirated 5-liter V8. And fuel economy in theory could be better, but we're talking performance here, so no one's concerned about that. Now, they could use it in the GXF. Now, the GX, I don't know what Lexus is going to do with it. They have to make a new Prado eventually, which is the GX's sibling overseas for many markets, especially very important in parts of Europe and Australia and the Middle East, the Prado is. But the 4.6 liter V8, bulletproof, a little bit dull though in today's day and age. It's been around forever at this point. So having a GXF would be awesome, to have a turbo V8 with the amount of power that vehicle deserves as an option. And that would just be super cool. Maybe an off-roading variant with this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, sign me up. Now we're talking twin turbo V8 here, and it's going to be similar to what we see from BMW and Mercedes-Benz. More similar to the Mercedes-Benz one because of the displacement is, in theory, identical. I expect the horsepower to be very close. And we've heard rumors of 650 horsepower or 660 PS, which is just a hair above the top Mercedes-Benz spec. And then over 600 horsepower on the larger hot V twin turbo V8 BMW S63 engine, up to 600 pound-feet of torque. Again, it'll be interesting to see how this engine is different than the Germans. With all the patents on it, it will be different. The layout is roughly the same, but maybe the inner workings could be a little bit different, maybe more reliable. Fingers crossed. Now, the vehicles we would see this twin turbo V8 in, I don't know why I have LX 750 in here. It would be LXF. Probably because I had this as a hybrid for a second, which they could do a hybrid. We'll get into that in a little bit. But Tundra, don't know why they would put it in there. I think they would reserve it for the Lexus, but they could because it's the same platform. Could it be in a Land Cruiser? Probably a $200,000 Land Cruiser. It would be in the full-fat LSF, LCF/LFA, depending on what they want to call this Halo car that I just made a video on these past few weeks. LQF and LXF. So it would definitely be for their flagship vehicles, maybe a new flagship performance or Halo performance model like the LFA2 or LCF, whatever they decide to call the vehicle. But the fact that we have confirmation on it with a patent, it's really really, really, really exciting. And it's been a long time coming for anything official from Toyota. This would be the first time. Now, there's no public announcements from Toyota in this. This is just snapped up from GR86 and their excellent watchful eye. So, and Apex, who posts this, thank you so much for bringing this to the community. Super, super props to you. Now, they could plug-in hybrid, and I've speculated on this for a while now. We could have a twin-turbo V8 plug-in hybrid, and it would only be on the largest of vehicles because you gotta include the battery pack and then somehow squeeze in electric motor in that between the transmission and the drive shaft. So yeah, I don't know exactly. It would be something huge though. Probably only the TNGA F or TNGA L vehicles, the largest of those. So guys, can't wait to see what you guys have to say about what vehicles you think you could see it in, or what vehicles you would like to have it in. I don't know what else to say, guys. I'm just like speechless. A lot of excitement coming from me. Twin turbo V8 coming from a Japanese automaker. Wow. All right, guys, I'm going to shut up. Have a wonderful day. If you made this far in the video, smash the like button. Subscribe if you have not. I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Peace out.